Things that people get wrong about expat life. Welcome everyone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the many things that people get wrong during the expat life. A lot of people want to live abroad. Some people have thought about it more than others. Some people make more mistakes than others. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the many different subjects within this topic. First, I wanted to talk about the vacation concept. A lot of times you may be scrolling on Instagram, you may be looking at TikTok, watching me or other creators on YouTube, and you see a destination you like, you click, oh, it's nice, I want to go here, right? It's cool, it's visually appealing. You have cities like Istanbul, Turkey, where you're in Asia on one side, Europe on the other side. You can take boats, you can go in the air, you can go to different islands surrounding, Mykonos, Greece, all that type of stuff, right? It's not a vacation though. When you go abroad, there is going to be a honeymoon phase, just like a lot of things else in life, a new job, a new relationship, etc. But just because that's there and that excitement is there in the moment doesn't mean it's going to last forever. It's going to quickly set in once you go to start paying bills, once you're doing anything with bureaucracy, any type of politics, government, you're paying for licenses, you're quickly going to wake up and realize, hey, this is not a vacation. So I'm just trying to mentally prepare you. We don't want to be pessimistic. We just want to be realistic here. I'm here to prepare you for all your travels. By the way, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you leave them in the comment section. I've been doing very well as far as replying to everyone on my old videos and on my new videos. Next thing I wanted to discuss is everything is cheaper. You know, if you're from the USA, if you're from UK, Australia, I even have a lot of people who watch me from Italy. Shout out to all my Italians. We typically, when we go to these countries that are more affordable, the first thing we may say is this is cheaper, or I can afford this, you buy more. I remember when I first went to Malaysia, the first restaurant I went to, you can see it in my previous vlogs, I ordered a coconut, I ordered a bottle of water, I ordered beef stew, I ordered some naan, I ordered a salad, I ordered french fries, I ordered orange juice, I ordered all these little things. Because I'm like, I can't believe how affordable it is, how cheap it is, right? So I ended up ordering more than usual. I was still able to finish it because at that point I hadn't eaten in like a whole day. So I finished it all full and ready to go to sleep, by the way. But when we see these prices, we tend to over splurge, right? So you still want to budget, keep everything in mind, look at how much income you got coming in, and what do things cost. It may on paper look more affordable or more reasonable or more cheaper. But over time, if you don't pay attention to what's going on, you are going to fall victim to what some people may refer to as like a luxury tax. You're so used to these prices in your home country, whether it's Canada, USA, etc., and then you go somewhere maybe like Thailand, Malaysia, Mexico, Colombia, and you see these prices and you just want to splurge. You don't live like that. I'm warning you. Please practice discipline. The same discipline you use to be able to save money and move and or visit this country is the same level of discipline you need to exercise when you're trying to budget your funds so you can have more fun. But that's all I wanted to say for that particular section. I'm going to move right along to number 3. For number 3, it's you'll make friends easily. You watch a lot of videos and a lot of YouTubers, they'll big up countries, right? They'll go to a country they may not even like, say all these positive things about it. Oh, it's the best country ever. The people here love us. They're so friendly. They're respectful, etc. Meanwhile, that person never goes back to that country again. If you love it so much, why don't you go back? This is an honest question. You know, I've seen some YouTuber talk about a particular country, and I know this person was not going back, right? This is the first time they've been to that country. They were there for a day, recorded it, hyped it up, got some views off it, and left. And I'm like, they're not coming back. I see what they're doing. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, this is a realistic outcome for a lot of people. They want to just, hey, present it one way because I know this could be more favorable rather than tell the truth. And just like anywhere you go, you can be in Miami, you can be in Los Angeles, you can be in Bangkok, London, etc. It's never 100% easy to meet a lot of people. You know, they say what comes easy is not respected. Yeah, you can meet people, but as far as a genuine friend, someone who will lend you money without thinking twice, someone who defend you in your lowest moments, someone who's going to have your back, figure out legal things for you as far as maybe paperwork or, hey, I need you to submit this document on my behalf to the embassy because I'm currently in this country. Can you do this for me? Can you pick this up for me? Someone who's want to see your best, that's going to take time and effort. I lived in Spain for 6 months. And I initially, when I came to Spain, I was fresh in college. I was still trying to figure out the world. I had like almost no real world experience. And I immediately compared it to America. I'm like, yo, in Spain, they're friendly, but they make you work hard to get their friendship. And I later realized that it's a cultural difference, right? When I went there, I was 19. I was still learning. My brain was developing, right? Now that I finished college, I got more life experience. I've worked a few jobs. I've traveled a lot more. Been in like 16, 17 countries at this point. I understand it. So when I go there, initially for those 6 months, I'm thinking like, oh, this ain't really, I don't know if I want to do this. This don't seem like the move. It was hard to make friends, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't until like month 2 or 3, maybe like month 3, when I actually started making friends. But what I learned culturally over there is it's kind of, in a sense, you could say slightly more tribal than the States. What I mean by that is in the States, you may walk up to somebody, just talk to them, blah, blah, blah. Y'all hang out later that same day. Over there, it's a smaller country. They're more inclusive with their groups. But once you're in the group, you're in the group. So it took me those 3 months roughly to make friends. But once I was in, I started meeting their sisters, their brothers, their cousins, their friends. It's like a network. So I met 2 or 3 in this park, in the city center initially. After finally breaking the ice, dealing with them, blah, blah, blah. Once I was in, we started hanging out every weekend. So every weekend they would introduce me to their friends, to their family members. Before I knew it, I had 10, 15, 20 different homies in Spain, right? So I was like, okay, I get it now. And it's even to the point over there that if you're in the hospital, they'll take off work to come see you. So these are some of the cultural differences you got to consider. But also don't think that just because you go to another country, it's going to be easy to make friends. It may be easy to meet people, right? When I was in Brazil, I met people easily, and I didn't even speak the language. I knew a couple little phrases, hi, bye, how you doing, But I did not know how to speak Portuguese, and people were friendly to me. Hey, let's go hang out on the beach, right? But that doesn't mean it's easy to make good, genuine friends. It takes time, takes consideration. Think about it. Would you want to be someone's friend easily? Now, there's going to be a little period of time where you're questioning, do I trust this person? What is this person's intention? All that, right? You can leave America. You can leave the UK. You can leave whatever country you're from, Italy, and just know that. Once again, we want to be realistic, not pessimistic. But with that being said, we covered 3 points, so I want to make my way to number 4. You escape your problems. I have to be honest, right? Because I don't want to mislead people. The larger my channel grows, the further I get within social media, I have realized there's more responsibility on my side. Yeah, I could have no integrity and do certain things for clicks and views and all that type of stuff, but how long is that really going to last? It's going to be short term. It's better to build a long-term business model that you can succeed from. So with that being said, after talking to many people on social media, after talking to many people in person, I have realized certain things, certain patterns, certain trends when it comes to people who want to relocate. There is a good percentage of the people who want to relocate to escape their problems. I'm being honest with you, to escape the problems. And me, myself, to a degree, actually fits in that category. So when I make these comments, I'm not attacking anyone and I'm not judging anyone. I'm just stating my observation. Me personally, one of the main things why I want to leave the States, and I've said this openly before, but for the people who are watching me for the first time, is the American cuisine, right? Over 80% of the foods in America have chemicals and or pesticides in them. So some time back, I had a health scare. It woke me up and I realized, hey, this ain't for me. I started going to other countries and I noticed my health got better. So then I was like, okay, What happens if I eat clean permanently? I got to add another 10 years to my life. I could think clearer. I could generate more income. I could make the people around me more happier because I'm happier and I'm healthier. If I'm the best version of myself, I can pour more into others, whether it's my future children, whether it's my siblings, parents, friends, coworkers, whatever. I'm improving so they can improve. So that's how I looked at it. So I personally was like, yo, I am trying to escape some problems, I'll be honest with y'all. But I don't want y'all to come into it with the mindset when you're relocating, hey, if I just go to this country over here, everything will disappear. It's not necessarily like that. There are certain things that you can get away from. It is a rat race in America. There is an obesity problem in America. Our food and water is tampered with here. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I'm just being honest with you. There is anxiety, ADHD, depression, all that at the highest rate it's ever been in recorded history. There are bad habits that people are trying to break from and maybe leaving can assist. But I just want to make sure you have the right mindset when it comes to leaving, right? I recently read a book. That book is titled Think and Grow Rich. Great book. I recommended it. This is not a sponsorship. I think I bought it for like $6, $7, $8. Essentially nothing, right? A book that you spend a couple dollars and you can change your life. But I say that to say this. In the book, one of the biggest things it tries to push is your mindset, whether it's your subconscious or unconscious mind. If you have the wrong mindset but go to the right place, you can still produce the wrong results. Let me repeat that. If you have the wrong mindset but go to the right place, you can still produce wrong thoughts. You can still have a wrong life. So you have to change your mindset before you go. And then once you go to the country, it will be an enhancement. And this is statistically proven. You can Google everything I'm saying. You can read books as well. It's going to align with the statements that I'm pushing. If you want to change your environment, you need to change your environment. Adapt a new mindset before you go to this country. You're going to be a guest in the country. There's going to be a learning curve, etc. Don't just go and think all my problems are going to disappear. Because if you don't change, it's still going to be there waiting for you. Right as you land, step your foot on the soil. Oh, I'm in a new country. Nah, we still got these problems here, right? So I just wanted to say that. If you got bad habits, maybe you smoke, maybe you drink, whatever you're doing, you need to drop those habits and change to more positive habits, because leaving the country won't necessarily fix all your problems. I actually had a gentleman, I'm not going to say his name, but we used to talk frequently when I first started YouTube. He would constantly talk about wanting to leave America and go to Thailand, to the point where it became who he was as a person, right? Yeah, that was all he would talk about. Thailand, Thailand, Thailand. And there was people who would see him in the comment section. They would tell him like, hey, what about this? Or think about this. And he just wrote them off as haters. Eventually he got so upset that he took it personal, that people were trying to give him helpful advice. Like, hey, you need to think about a visa. You can't just show up to Thailand. You got to think about this health issue, blah, blah, blah. So I say that to say this, you really got to just have the right mindset. That's all it summarizes down to. But I don't want to talk y'all to death with that point, so I'm going to move right along to the next point. Numero 5 for all my Spanish speakers. Life is slower and more relaxed. To a degree, this is true. Here in America, here in the UK, even in Australia, when I talk to my Australian buddies and they tell me things about the dairy industry, that I'm like, oh, they do that over there too? They do that in America. Yeah, it's crazy what they do with dairy and milk from cows and all that. But everything is fast-paced. Everything is about money over here, typically, which is cool. You want to be able to create resources for you and your people around you. But at the same time, you want to sit back, relax, and enjoy life. I don't want to talk about religion too much on here, because I understand different people have different beliefs, and I'm not here to push my beliefs on anyone. I respect everyone's opinion. But you'll notice in many different religious textbooks, it talks about heaven on earth. Yes, there's somewhere after here, but all the religious textbooks that I've personally seen talk about how you can make an enhanced version of your life, right? You don't have to just settle for what we have here. And money is not a bad thing. It's not, you don't want to, when people say money is a devil, that's not necessarily true. It can bring the devil out of people, but money is not necessarily the root of all evil. There's other things that go into evil: jealousy, disliking someone, trauma, all type of stuff, right? We could be here all day if we wanted to talk about that. But I'm here to tell you that you should acquire wealth and not feel bad about it. And when you go to these other places, it's not always technically slower. It can be to a degree, but you want resources just like they want resources. Every human being, black or white, Christian or Muslim, tall or short, born in Africa versus born in Europe versus born in Asia, South America, etc., is designed to seek resources. So they may do things at a different pace or a different way than you, but don't think that they just only care about relaxing and have a good time. There is more balance in other countries, right? And that kind of talk about the speed going on there, but that doesn't mean that, hey, this is it. So keep that in your mindset. With that being said, we're going to continue about mindset for number 6. You'll feel like you belong. Some people watch YouTube and they believe they know everything about a country. You can get a general idea, but I personally, regardless of how many articles I read, how many videos I watch, word of mouth, etc., I feel like I don't really got a grasp on a country until I go there, and then I go there for an extended period of time. Couple days, weeks, months is not even a real amount of time. I'm talking about like a real amount of time to fully understand it. Like when I lived in Spain for 6 months, when I lived in Turkey for 4 months, when I lived in South Korea for 3-4 months. That's when you're starting to kind of get an idea of things, right? After a few months. But really a few years will really give you the in-depth analysis on a country, me personally. So I say that to say this. The whole feeling of belonging, yes, kind of you can get it, but I don't want people to be misunderstand things just based off a YouTube video, 10-minute YouTube video. If you see when a lot of people create YouTube videos, it's quickly edited. Not too many people are sitting there running the camera, hey, nonstop for the whole 11, 15, 20-minute video, whatever it is. There's a few creators who do that, and shout out to them. That's a particular style. But most people, they edit, they cut certain things out. They want it to look nice. They want it to look presentable. They don't want to show themselves in a bad camera lens, right? They want to have the best angles, all this type of stuff. So you don't really get the full picture. I personally tell people, I was just talking to somebody in the comment section about a week ago who's talking about moving. I was like, I'm happy you feel that way, but I would be dishonest with you if I didn't tell you should at least try it first. So they like, yo, I've been thinking about moving to this country. I was like, hey, I personally would recommend vacationing first, potentially more than once as well, before you make the permanent decision to move there. And the reason why I say that is because the environment changes, you change, and then you really don't have a true experience until you have boots on the ground, as they say. Get your boots on the ground, meet people there, go to the local cafes, talk to other foreigners there, which is important, talk to the locals as well, get the different sides of the story, go to different sides of town, live on the east side, live on the west side, etc., vacation a few times, see what the economy is like before you make that permanent decision. We don't want to make decisions emotionally. You know, I've done that before in my younger days, and it cost me money as far as whether it's a business deal, whether it's dealing with this person. You may make a quick decision, and it may cost you more in the long term. So I'm here to tell people we got to think more strategic. We got to think more long term. We got to read books. We got to be better playmakers. We can't just make emotional decisions. It's 2026, so we got to start thinking ahead of the game, right? Visit a country a few times before you personally decide to relocate there. That's what I would instruct all people. Me personally, I can give you an example of me personally. If you notice, for the people who used to watch me, I used to push Thailand heavy. Go to Thailand, come here, go to Thailand, this, that. My first videos are in Thailand. I honestly thought I was going to live in Thailand. I'm like, yo, I just turned on YouTube while I was in Thailand. I instantly started getting views. I started meeting bigger YouTubers. I started having networking opportunities. I started meeting business owners. I'm like, yo, this thing's working out. I'm getting subscribers every day. I'm getting views every day. I just met some homies from Thailand. They're hella cool. Maybe I should live here. I was there for like a month at the time. Long extended vacation. But I was like, yeah, I don't know. So I think I came back, like 3-4 months later or something. I was like, okay, I can see myself, still doing this. It was a less than ideal time because, that's when it was real hot and there's rainy. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming back during a different season. Can I still do this? So I think so. And then I visited third and fourth time. And that's when I decided Thailand wasn't for me. So going back to the example, to bring this whole thing in full circle, have a few experiences before you make that decision. Final point, number 7. It's either amazing or terrible. It could be either or if I'm being honest with you. But these are some of the preconceived notions people have when it comes to relocating. And it doesn't necessarily have to be either or. Going back to the mindset, going back to getting everything right, there's going to be ups and downs, just like in your home country. You don't wake up every day or there's 24 hours in a day, right? Roughly 30 days in a month. Some months are a little bit shorter, a little bit longer, roughly 30 days in a month. Every day of every minute of that month, you don't feel 100% great or things aren't 100% going in your favor. Maybe you caught a speeding ticket. Maybe your boss gave you a pay decrease. Maybe your significant other upset you. I don't know, whatever's going on in your life. Maybe you tripped on your way to work and you scraped your knee. In that moment, you're not going to feel good. Same thing when you're abroad. It's not going to be sunshines and roses every day. But that's all for today's video. I don't want to talk y'all to death, even though I could if I wanted to, because I love talking with y'all. I love making content, and I got more content coming soon. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. By the way, make sure you follow my second channel. If you click my profile picture and go to my main page, you'll see a set of links there. One is a Buy Me Coffee, one is a PayPal, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Linktree. I think there's roughly 7 or 8 links. Within those links, the very first one at the top should be my second channel. I need everybody to go subscribe to that second channel. I'm going to be dropping content on there starting in 2 months. So in 2 months, we got 2 channels. And I got a lot of things planned, a lot of upgrades. It's going to be good. For those who don't know, I'm about to relocate to Asia. But I want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope y'all have an amazing, amazing day.